we have this retirement mentality in America. It's like there's going to be a day where we're going to reach this point where we won't have a care in the world, and then we're going to sail off into, I'm not so sure that actually exists. Anyways, another topic. Praising God when you don't feel like it isn't fake, it's faith. Acting like all is well when it isn't is fake, but lifting up praise about his faithfulness in the midst of the struggle is called faith. And when we worship, we are truly handing over control to him. I have a friend that he's one of those guys that's like really, really responsible, really, really intelligent, really, really successful. He has all his ducks in a row. Everything's perfect. His day is scheduled out until his wife gets cancer. Now, we obviously know cancer is not from God. I'm not saying that. But his wife gets cancer, and his whole world is turned upside down. And all of the things that he knew to work in his life, all of his logic and reasoning, the things that he set up as structure, all of his control did not work anymore. When a person gets to the place in life where all their logic and reasoning isn't working anymore, worship is their only option. A desperate offering is the song God inhabits. This is the humble sacrifice that's pleasing to God. It's a moment when you put God in his rightful place. So what he finds out is he's in this season and he's tried to read, he's trying to do all this stuff, and he realizes that the only thing that brings him peace, go figure, is listening to worship music. So, and he never was really interested, he's a leader, but he never was that interested in worship. He didn't understand it. He understood it up here, but he didn't understand it in here until he's met with this impossible situation in his life, and all he is left with is he can't do anything. He has no control. And all he does all day is listen to worship music. And now, for the rest of his life, and he'll say this, worship is such a important part of his life because there's so much power in a song. There's so much power in an anointed moment that a heart expressing worship can create in a room. We used to do street ministry and go out, and if you know my past, I went through a lot of stuff when I was a kid, all the way up through high school. I slept with my parents almost every night till I was 18. That's kind of humiliating, I think, if you think about it. Anyways, because I was so tormented. But what I learned in that season is the power of praise. And so we do the street ministry. And because I knew what would happen in atmosphere with worship, we'd go out and I'd say, don't evangelize, don't talk to anyone, let's just praise. And the story goes like this. So many people got saved and healed and delivered just in atmosphere. Just in atmosphere. Desperate people worship and value worship / presence music. Music that creates environments, music that God inhabits. The noise goes away and only the stuff that carries a presence matters to the desperate. And I think it's true. Desperate people can get over anything. If you get desperate enough, you can get over and through anything. And my friend got through this season of life with his heart intact and God in his rightful place at the end because of worship music. Worship like David. We are called to worship in all seasons of life. David's recipe was he worshiped, for the most part, the same, no matter what season of life he was in. When he was on top of the world as king, he found it in him to worship with that same hunger and desperation he had when he was in the cave hiding for his life when everyone deserted him. That was his secret. All it is humility of heart. People think humility is passivity. But a humble heart of worship is a heart condition that says God is God and I am not.